Oh my God.
Hey there, how's it going? I'm Adam, this is Go To Outdoors, and I'm happy to welcome you back to another one. Today's video, kind of doing an intro well after the fact because I lost a lot of the sound to the wind. That was early in that morning, but got there where I was going super early. You can see from this clip here, it was probably about 4:15 or so when I arrived. It's the same spot I've been going for the last couple of videos just because I tried another spot that was farther down the river, but unfortunately the ramp was off limits, shall we say. So I went back to where I was, called an audible, got there, and just decided to see what I could see. Still doing some more exploring around that area, and it was, well, let's just see how it turns out. All right, again, I don't know how much you can see right now, but the sunrise is starting to look pretty juicy. And yeah, look at that. So time is 5:35 and dead low tide is 6:01. So yeah, I still have a ways to go. There's a creek that cuts back around some of these islands up here, and I need to run that way, but you know, it's gonna be a trek. I still have probably about 15-20 minutes to go before I get to where I'm going. But that being said, I've had plenty of time to enjoy that. I mean, that is amazing. That's why we do this, folks. Do it to experience the world, all the pretty things that God has given to us. And you know, if you can't find happiness in a sunrise, if that doesn't give you a reason to smile, you need help. Because that is beautiful. Yeah, the ospreys aren't even up, the eagles aren't even up yet. I haven't seen any, I've seen a bunch of fish like that. There's a bunch of little fish going. I think I'm in super shallow water here, which is why the sound of my trolling motor just changed. So I'm gonna get deeper. Yeah, I think I'm churning up motor right now. Because yeah, this is a massive shallow flat where I am. Yeah, you hear the sound just change back on my trolling motor, so I hit some deeper water again. And I have it set pretty short. That's only a 36-inch shaft, and which means there's only about 12 inches or so in the water, including, you know, the unit, the lower unit, the motor itself. So yeah, it's real shallow here, and I still get, you know, mud churned up. I'm still peeling hydrilla and other weeds out of my trolling motor several times a day. Yeah, there's a very, very thin channel that rolls through this particular area. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but right there, there's sticks sticking out of the water. That's a dead snail. Duck blind. So out here, that's probably 120, 130 yards in front of the duck blind. And then over here, you know, there's a buoy marker, another dead snail. And this whole flat, there's random logs and branches and stuff. So if you don't stick to the channel here, like right in front of me, there's a red buoy, there's a green buoy back there, there's some more buoys off to the right hand side farther down this way. Yeah, that's moving upstream, but it's super shallow with the exception of the channel. And the channel can, in some areas, I mean, within about 2 miles of where I am, the channel gets down to like 75 feet. Up here, right, like there's a log I could see. To the left of that log by about 30 yards and about 200 yards past it, there's a section of river that's about 40 foot deep all the way up around the next bend. So if you like channel cat or catfishing, that's where I would focus. Everything else though, something just jumped right there. I think it was a shad. Everything else is stupid shallow, like stupid shallow. You know, 3 foot max in the majority of the rest of the section of river. And that's, you know, why you don't see me using a sonar right now whenever I come here, because I'm not catfishing. I don't need to know where the deep things are. I got a GPS on my phone that can kind of show me, generally speaking, where I am. And, you know, I ran back and forth a lot. The one time I had my GPS or my sonar on here, and it told me everything I needed to know. Since I know what I'm targeting today, I know where I'm going. I planned on going up around the river. I was going to do about an hour run. But after what happened with those guys this morning and knowing that's the direction they came from, I didn't want to try and fish abused waters. And that's the nicest way I could put it. So that's why I'm heading back to the spots where I've been fishing the last couple times, and we're gonna see what happens. 3 wood ducks flying over there. An eagle just took off from this branch up here, so there is movement, there is life, but holy jeezel, it is low tide. Low tide is in 5 minutes. I got here faster than I thought I was going to today. I'm not mad at that. But yeah, this is the lowest tide I've seen. I mean, you can see probably 20 feet out from the pads here, all the hydrilla mats. This is seriously low tide, which means I'm probably throwing this frog on top of slop. Also means, oh, there's bald eagle flying right there. He just took off again. It also means that I may not be throwing a popping frog. I might be going back to a jump frog or something else like that. But let me get this trolling motor up real quick, because I will get stuck if I am not actually actively paddling. Because that's how shallow I am going to be for the next several hours. Next high tide's at like 11:30 or 11:45 or something like that. So it is gonna be, yeah, I'm already getting into the hydrilla. Jeez, that's the shallowest I've been over here. But it's time to be quiet, it's time to be stealthy. It's time to see if we got any sneaky boys ready to play. Starting the morning off with a drave jump frog. This is, I know, is gonna go over the top of this stuff pretty well. That said, if you get anything covering the where the line tie is, it tends to kill the action a little bit, which is kind of unfortunate. Let's see if we can get something on the jump frog though. Look how shallow that is. All this hydrilla, nothing but mats in there. That's how last time my adventure started. Threw up into the weeds, heard a splash, set the hook, and right here. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to fish this right now. It's already getting hung up. I'm going to have to wait till it gets a little bit. There's another snakehead. Just moved right there. I can hear them eating in there. Oh yeah, they're moving all through here. Yeah, it's just going to be, this is a buzz toad kind of thing right now. I'll have to come back to the frog stuff later. Some things behind me blowing up, some things in front of me blowing up. There's a lot of life on the river this morning. A big one just surfaced in there. Big old explosion. So I put on a mud bug colored Duratec toad instead of a black and blue or white. So we'll see if this helps. If I can get a rise out of something. I'm gonna get in there. There's that thing jumped again in there. They're gonna be buried up in this stuff for at least the next several hours. So we got about 1.5 foot of water below the surface of the pads out here before you hit the hydrilla and the muck, but the tide's gonna rise probably close to 2 foot. There's probably gonna be several buried in this hydrilla. The trick is gonna be how to figure out how to catch them. Buzz toad might be the option. Jump frog might be the option. I don't know. This is just thick, gnarly stuff. I hear a big boat moving around the bend of this river. Big snake right there. That's the one I was trying to get back into. Big snakes moving through all this. There's one right in front of me here. His back's out of the water. Drag this right over this open hole here. See what happens. Something waked out from underneath it. I spooked it. Darn it. I can see him tailing. I've never done this. He moved up. I'm going to cast into those weeds and try and bring it back on top of them. Let's sit there for a second. It's literally on top of the weeds. I gotta get a closer look to see what the heck that is. Because if it's not a snakehead, I don't know what it is. That's a shad. That is a massive gizzard shad, just swimming on top of the... That is a big gizzard shad. I don't think I've ever seen a gizzard shad that big. That's just a gigantic gizzard shad. I touched him. I touched him. That's probably a foot-long shad. And he's trapped in this low tide, so an osprey is probably going to nail him. Alright. Well, I think hydration is going to be key today. Always keep plenty of liquids on your boat. Especially considering, I think, temperature-wise, it's going to feel at least mid-90s today. And of course, I'm sitting on water, so it's going to be humid as absolute donkey nuts out here. But we prepared. I got plenty of liquids here. You know, depending on how long I stay out today, I will be making another trip into the boat or the truck at some point. So yeah, it's a long run back and forth, but it's a weight consideration on the kayak as well, because obviously water weighs 8 pounds a gallon, and I don't have that much extra wiggle room with my trolling motor set up currently on the kayak. If this place I was fishing was close to the launch, like within 300-400 yards, maybe, you know, half mile, I would have paddled the whole way, even with the wind and everything, because I knew once I get there, I'm going to be literally stuck. You know, it'll take me actually pushing something to move around. So I'm going to use my paddle as a push-pull to get through this mess, which is exhausting. Yes, it is. Maybe I might need to get an actual push-pull. It's places like this that, you know, like a little saltwater technical skiff almost would make perfect sense. You know, more so than a little John boat or duck boat or something. You know, a little skiff with a poling platform if you ask me, the more I look into it, seems like it'd be the perfect snakehead rig. You know, they can go super shallow. I mean, a couple of them that I've looked at have, you know, they can draft, you know, fully loaded, you know, wet weight 5 inches. You know, granted, those are some of the smaller skiffs. You get into like a 16 or an 18-foot skiff and they're still going to draft 8 to 10 inches. But if it's just me, that was disgusting. I don't need, you know, a 16-foot skiff, an 18-foot skiff. I have a 16-foot boat, but I also know darn well that it drafts close to, you know, 18 inches because it's, you know, a deep fee. It's a, you know, bigger water boat. It's gonna be interesting trying to push through that wall of vegetation right there. So I feel like the tide is still going down here. So I'm pushing through all of the salad. All right, we're through. Oh God, more dead lilies. Man, those things smell freaking terrible. There's dead catfish. Probably for those goobers this morning. It stinks back here. All this hydrilla exposed. It's all this slime on the water. Just decaying vegetation. Golly, missed it. He's gonna see me. Drifting right into him. Darn it, first good hit of the day. Okay, so they're moving. That's okay. A missed fish is okay. Yeah, a missed fish is okay, because a missed fish teaches you that they are hitting, that they are moving, and it's possible to smack them. And this was just right on the outside of this cover, right here. I wasn't looking, wasn't paying attention. That was on me again. Dang! See how he launched out of there and smacked it? He was sitting in the edge of the hydrilla. It darted out and got it. Dang it. I was expecting one to be on this edge. That's why I'm casting right along this edge. He was tucked up in that hole right there, just waiting for something to come by. There's probably going to be another one that's sitting just like that. Might be one tucked back into that hole. But he had it. He got a taste of it. He knows it ain't real, so that one ain't coming back. Sometimes their bite window is really small. Something just had it. Something just had it. Yep, they're tucked up on the edges of these weeds. I saw bubbles come up right there. It means there's probably a snake right in there. Not seeing any of them rise this morning though. Kind of surprises me. Got him, got him, got him. Got him. Just a little guy. He smoked it. Damn, took the top of his head off. Sorry, little dude. Well, first fish of the day. We're about a 16-incher. Great hit, little buddy. Sorry I put a hole in the top of your head, but you'll be fine. You're a tough little monkey. All right, time to let him go. Later, buddy. He gone. I didn't need the net for him. He was really small, but he hit it like he was much bigger. I'm never gonna deny the fact that they hit a punch above their weight class for sure. Okie dokie, let's get back into the mix. He darted out of the cover real quick to nail that. Right here on the edge of this weed line. Right on the edge. I doubt there's anything that back in there, but I can see a couple pockets, so I'm gonna throw in there anyway. The way that one hit, I thought it was a bass. I really did. That little dinky dude boy was a bass. Got another one. That's another snake. Yep, same kind of deal. Right on the edge of the weed line. Just a little guy. Another little guy. Another good, decent hook set though. Sorry, but you're free now. That one's a little guy. That's an aquarium-sized snakehead. Beautiful pattern. Look at that pattern on that fish. Beautiful. And he pooped on me. He got his revenge. He pooped on me. Hit it, buddy. All right. Two little ones. Come on, let's step up the size, shall we? I'm still on my quest to slay a dragon. Well, not slay it. I'm gonna let it go if I catch one, but you know what I mean. I'm on a quest for a dragon. A dragon, like I've said in other videos, is a fish that is 30 inches long. A northern snakehead that's 30 inches. I'm assuming the same will probably apply for the bullseye snakeheads that are down south in Florida, but yeah, he smoked it. And I thought I had a piece of weed on there, so I sped it up to try and pop it loose, and when I changed the speed in that retrieve, he smoked it. But there's something that's could be out in the middle, because this weed edge goes out a little ways. And the bass might hide in the pockets a little bit lower. Snakes are going to hide in the pockets that are a little bit higher. Let's paddle down a little ways, see if we can't get another one of them. Yeah, they're sitting in these little pockets here. But there's some of them that still want to chase the buzz toad, and as long as they're still chasing it, I'm still going to keep throwing it. The strikes are still as violent as ever. There's something farther back. See those reeds moving behind where I just casted? Yep, another one. Edge of the weeds. Not the same size class. Something big just ate where that was moving back there. All right. Another absolutely beautiful little snakehead. Look at the patterns on these things. Just gorgeous little fish. Gorgeous. Later, buddy. So, what have I learned this morning? Well, apparently when I was missing something a while back, I'm missing a bunch of them a couple trips back, I should say. It wasn't my lure. I'm using the same exact toad, but I think those fish were getting missed because it was buried. The hook point was buried in the plastic. Because if they hit it and it happens to have one of the feet go in front, there was a big one right there. If one of the feet goes in front of the lure or the hook, then it's gonna, and I don't set the hook hard enough, they're gonna miss it. I know there's gonna be some bigger fish in here today. Even if I was keeping fish, those ones that I was catching already, just too small, way too small to consider harvesting. You might get like a trout size fillet off of one that size, and that is hardly worth the time, and you know, hardly worth killing anything. You just gotta love the speed and ferocity with which even the little ones hit. Well, it could be something off of this point here. I guess not. Might be something back in there. Oh, that was a big one. Oh, something hit it right there and I missed it. As I was looking at the fish, I just spooked. Dang it. Maybe he'll come back and get it again. Just grabbed the legs, it didn't even have the hook. Honestly, I don't even know if it was a snakehead or a bass. It's a short strike if I ever had one though. So the little ones are in a chasing mood. Let go, let go. I think the vast majority of the time when I see something surface, it's not a snakehead. It's very likely a carp or a gar. But I'm at the point now where I'm just going to start casting at it anyway. Ah! Horrible, horrible angle for that hook set. Right there off the edge of the point of the cover. I'll work this entrance before I head on in there because I have spooked a couple good fish right out of this entrance last couple trips, and I mean good fish. All right, nothing's gonna bite that lure, so let's head on in. Let's see what we can see. Yep, I just spooked. I knew it. Just, you can see with the bubbles, it just launched off in there. Just spooked a good fish. Yep, son of a gun. Son of a gun. A frog just tried to get it. A snake just tried to get it. That's a snake. That's a water snake. He just tried to eat my lure. I got a snake that's probably going to try and attack this lure. He just took a swipe at my jump frog. Little northern water snake. Yep. He's not hooked. You're not hooked, buddy. I know you're not hooked. Let go. His teeth are just in the plastic. His Teeth are just in the plastic. Let go. You're not hooked. You're not going to eat my toad. I'm not going to let you. I did this for fun. I didn't mean for you to actually get it. Come on, let go. I know you're not hooked. You're not hooked. You're just hung on the plastic. Let go. Let go. You're not hooked. He does not want to let go of this thing. He's just hanging on. See, hook's out. He's just gripping it. He's been hit by something. That looks like a heron got him. Okay, this is just for fun, but I don't want to hurt you, buddy. I'm gonna get you off. I'm gonna get you off. I'm gonna use my pliers to spread your jaws open. I'm not gonna clamp you. I'm not gonna hurt you. Their teeth or something. He is tug of warring. No, I'm not gonna let you eat this. I'm not gonna let you eat plastic. Come on, buddy. That's a first. Man, he drooled all over this thing. I did not think that was actually going to happen. See, he's perfectly fine. The hook, he never got the hook. He's still looking at me like, man, what the hell? I didn't think that would actually work, but that's pretty funny. Yeah, the plastic was buried too far in there to get him hooked. He was never hooked, thankfully. That's why I didn't set the hook when he hit it. I'm willing to bet if I tossed it back there, he'd hit it again. We'll see if he looks at it if I put it in front of him. Yep, he wants to hit it. He wants to hit it again. Oh. Well, I just had one strike the jump frog. It was a little one. I paused it. It came back and grabbed the feet. But it didn't get hooked. So, they're still wanting moving baits of various flavors. It was just a tiny little guy who was sitting in here. But he came up, grabbed the hooks again, and didn't get enough in his mouth for me to set the hook. So they're in a short, striky mood today. Got him, got him. Oh, I lost him. He got a mouthful of weeds. Darn it. Darn it. He came right off of that point. Felt like a little bit better fish. He definitely felt the hook. Saw him wake in on it. Once they feel it, they ain't coming back. I didn't get a good hook set on that. I was at a weird angle. Well, they're still on the edge. They're still wanting to eat the frog. Came in on it and smacked it good. Darn it. I don't like missed opportunities like that. They're kind of a bummer. Alright. Stow that. Do not throw this stuff into the water, ladies and gentlemen. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. Another good hit, another good miss. That's a good sized fish. Oh, he totally squeezed it. He filled that thing with water. See, the reason I'm using the snake frog now is because they're short striking now. Obviously, if they're short striking on the blade, that's a problem. But like that. I wasn't paying attention. Darn it. Well, I'm a terrible fisherman today, I tell you. I am the worst. I can't believe that was a bass. That was definitely a bass. I'll have to look back on the replay, but we smacked it and went back down. I'm fairly certain that was a bass. But yeah, short strike, he probably had just the blade in his mouth just now. There's also no telling just how far out of cover that fish chased that lure. I ordered a couple of Drave alien frogs. I'm going to use kind of the same way I'm using this one. Just, you know, they're designed to be cast and retrieved, and they actually sink. Most frogs, obviously, you know, stay floating when you stop moving them, but the alien frogs are designed to sink. So if you had a short strike, you know, you could sink it back down to the fish, which is something I haven't tried yet. You know, when they stop moving. I don't know if they've pushed back up into the pads yet. Let's still keep casting on the outside edge. So about an hour and a half from high tide. And I think with this incoming tide, the bigger fish are moving. At least that's my theory anyway, and I'm going to test it. Get back up to this other bank. Oh my God, what a freaking take. Nope, scared the poop out of me. Holy crap. And he missed. And he freaking missed. Well, heart's going now. Yeah, he ain't coming back. Holy crap. Holy crap. That was a hit. That was a hit. I need a power pole for this thing. Not cool that I missed that one. I missed him. Missed him because I had to freaking paddle. Man. All because I wasn't using my trolling motor and I had to paddle. It was the wind was pushing me out of position and I lost a fish because of it. That was a little bit annoying. That's just a really bad direction. Even this right now is a bad direction for a hook set for me. One was just in there. Son of a gun. And I'm not dropping my trolling motor here because the dang hydrilla is so freaking shallow. like it's right there. I keep missing fish for dumb reasons. That's entirely on me. I'm not making any excuses. I just am not capitalizing on some of these opportunities. It was just another golden missed opportunity because I had to paddle. I need freaking spot lock or something, or see if I had an anchor, that wouldn't have been a problem. Or if I'd been stuck in the lilies like I have been. This is definitely a frustrating day on the water, for sure. Yeah, I need to make a run back to the truck. I need to get something to eat. I need to cool off and reset. I'm getting frustrated and I can't fish right when I'm frustrated. It's no good for anybody. Just missed another good one while I had the camera off. I took a cast just for kicks, and first cast in this area, I just, like that. Just missed another one. I just missed a freaking another one on this thing. I've missed like 8 fish on this thing today. 8 of them. 8 freaking fish. Every time it's back in the pad. I don't know what I'm doing wrong on this thing, guys. Let me know. Two strikes in 5 minutes. I just spooked one out of there. You probably saw those reeds moving. Moving right there now. I just spooked one as it hit. They're packed in this pad field. He just went out to the end. Spooked another one. Shot off to the right. I'm using the wrong lure. Spooked another one. No, I think I have a chance of catching that one. I just ran off again. This is the most scaredy cat snakehead. What the hell? I've never seen one that acts like that. One right here. I just scared several up. Yep. The trolling motor, that was on me. That was 100% me. I screwed that up. Okay, everything here is getting scared. You saw that? I know you saw that scoot back in as well. What the heck is going on with these fish? What is wrong with these fish? I spooked another one on the front, just about 8 feet to the right of where that lure landed. That was a gar. Saw that one. I think I ran all the way down there, fished for maybe 20, maybe 25 minutes, and now he's ripping back up river. It's like, that's a perk, ladies and gentlemen, having a kayak. Forces you to slow down and you learn how to read water, fish water better. It is the superior method of fishing. I said it. Fight me. Is it the fastest? Absolutely not. In fact, sometimes it's downright slow. But if I was power fishing, if I was running a big boat along all these weed lines, I wouldn't sit here and pick apart. I'd never cast back into that hole there, or I wouldn't have seen that one right there. You know, there's a lot of stuff that I just simply would not have been doing if I was fishing out of a bigger boat. And the launch is up there probably about 300, 400 yards So I'm going to pick this apart a little bit. Just enjoy some time. Mood is reset. I'm annoyed that I'm still missing fish with the snake frog, but my mood has reset. Good mood. Back in the positive mental attitude. There's a young bald eagle. Immature bald eagle. So, as you can plainly see, I'm recording my outro a while after the fact too, because when I got back to the truck, I'm sorry, I was hot, I was cranky. It had been a long day. It was a good day, you know. I still caught several fish. I missed several more. But as the heat ground on and, you know, things started happening, I noticed myself, I was getting out of the groove. It was a tough day. It got to be a real tough day, a real frustrating day towards the end. So I was like, you know, it's probably better if I just kind of pack it in and try again the next day. So that's kind of what I did here. But it was still, you know, a good day. Still caught several fish. I noticed there was a bit of a shift in kind of how the fish were reacting. You know, it seemed like there were less of them, and the ones that were hitting were smaller. So I still tried a couple new spots on the river, you know, went back into a couple different cuts to see what I could see. So as for the exploration part of the day, it was a good day. But it turned out later that I think the fish are acting different because they're kind of becoming a little bit more educated. And when I say that, I think it's because they're just getting pressured. I noticed that the social media posts do mention several stretches of river around where I've been going. And like I said, I tried to hit up one of those other areas, but those are definitely places I'm not getting with a kayak that pushes me less than 4 miles an hour when I got all my gear on it. So in a river anyway. So those spots are off limits to me right now. So I'm exploring what I can, what I can get to and where I can fish. So it's still good experience, good learning. I'm still definitely learning how to treat the snakeheads and the bass and, you know, fishing in a tidal river in general. But it's getting tougher. It's getting noticeably tougher. And I think it is because of fishing pressure. I think it's definitely because of bow fishing. That's going to be a rant for another video, just because of some of the things I've seen recently when I've been on the water. It's very disappointing to me. But that being said, I think I'm going to be trying one more time out of this section of river just to see what I could see, to kind of confirm my theories if the fish are changing. I don't know if just because of the time of year. I mean, it was July 14th when I filmed this video, and I don't know if the fish are just kind of hitting a summer slump. Again, I'm kind of still new to the whole snakehead thing, so I'm learning how they act in the summer. I know bass, they're going to do their thing. Largemouth bass are aggressive until it gets, you know, stupid hot. I mean, with, you know, water temperatures in the mid to high 80s and air temps in the mid 90s to over 100, which kind of sucks. You know, a day like that was no exception. You notice that things just tend to slow down. It gets a bit brutal. Still super sunny. You know, a day with cloud cover would be an absolute dream for me, just to try and see if I could start really knocking the fish on top water stuff. But for the time being, just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I got a couple other places I want to try near that section of river, because I've noticed even though the bass and snakeheads are kind of slowing down, the gar are still absolutely everywhere, and I still need to catch one of those. I want to learn how to fish for gar. So it's gonna be something I'll try soon. I know for a fact, I've looked at the fishing charts, the depth charts and stuff at the area where I'm going. So just in the couple mile run to get to the spots where I'm fishing these bass and snakehead, I've noticed that there is water, like deep channels within the river that get down 40, 50, 60, 70 feet. There's a section probably 9 or 10 miles downstream from where I've been fishing where it gets almost 85 feet. And I know that's where the big blue cats and some of the other fish are going to be hiding, just because it's going to be deeper water. Deep water, I don't care if you're in water that only gets about 12 feet deep. If you find the 12-foot deep section and everything else is 8 or 6 feet, that's where the fish are going to be kind of stacking up this time of year. And if you have flats that are 3 and 4 foot, you know, sections that get down about 15 or 20, and then it dumps down to 60 feet, guess where the blue catfish are going to be. There's just no question about it. So that's on the short list of things I need to go for. Just kind of re-rigging some of my options and getting some new gear squared away for bigger catfish. Because when I caught that 31 inch early in the year, it kind of taxed my little ugly stick almost to the limit. Like I had a feeling something bad was gonna break on that, so I don't want that to happen. Yeah, that's video for another time, and that's about all I really got for you today. So, like I always say, thanks again for watching. Make sure you find a reason to smile today, and I'll catch you in the next one.